What is up, guys? If any of you have seen my other videos, welcome back to the channel. But if not, I hope you enjoy this video. We're basically doing a Sylas Ultimate tier list, as I did a clip of this on TikTok and I got quite a lot of comments and also a lot of likes and views. So I thought, as a Sylas player, I should probably do it because it is very helpful, to be fair, and it was very helpful for me when I saw some other people doing it as well. So I'm going to be taking some inspiration from some other videos that I saw, and also just using my past experience playing Sylas. But yeah, I'm sure you guys can probably already guess the best ones. They're probably quite obvious, but yeah, let's get into it. So I'm just going to start with the best ones, to be honest, guys. Malphite, Giga Busted OP. I don't really need to explain why. That is you guys would probably notice a trend. The best ults are probably all gonna be AoE, not necessarily magic, like it will be magic damage because Sylas converts AD to AP. But his conversion from AD to AP is I'm pretty sure it's 0.6 AD per AP. So that means that ultimates that scale with AD are slightly weaker than ults that scale with AP. So you'll notice that the strongest ults on this tier list are going to be AoE, magic damage ults that scale with AP, and that have some kind of CC effect as well. Those are the strongest. Yeah, a lot of those ults are going to be in the top tier. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming to the video. If you guys do enjoy, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can. Every like helps. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. So... And also, the Giga Busted OP ones, even if there's some AoE magic damage ults that aren't in there, it might be because they're conditional, so they have to charge up, or they can be interrupted by CC, or they don't have a CC effect, things like that. So I'll just give you guys kind of the criteria. And then also, things like Alistar, Giga Busted OP, because things like Alistar and Swain, they make you insanely tanky, which is really good for the Bruiser Sylas build. So the other ults I was talking about will be they'll still be good for Bruiser Sylas, of course, just because of the all the AoE CC. But if you're going for the damage, they'll be insane for one-shot Assassin Sylas. But for Bruiser, ults like Alistar are absolutely disgusting. Let me find. I'll do it in order in a second, but I just wanna find the strongest ults and put them up the top. Echo ult is another disgusting ult. The damage and AoE is absolutely insane, and then you also get the survivability factor as well. So as an assassin, with assassin build especially, it allows you to get onto the back line, one-shot them with your basic ability rotation, and then ult back, so you don't have to die for it, which is insanely strong. Amumu, AoE magic damage ult with a stun that lasts like 2 seconds or something. Absolutely grim. Mordekaiser is actually S tier as well. Giga Busted OP tier as well. Actually, do I think it's Giga Busted OP? No, I think Mordekaiser is probably... No, I think Mordekaiser is probably S or A. I think these days, with how important it is to kill your priority target, I think S tier. For example, I had a game the other day where there was like a 20 kill ADC, Giga Fed ADC, right? We had no way of killing her, apart from me stealing Mord ult, making it an isolated 1v1, and then just one-shotting her because I was full AP. So it can be insane for getting a Fed member out of the fight, or just killing their backline. So I think I'm gonna put S tier. The only thing is you have to get in range for it, but you can fix this with E, Rocket Belt, and even Flash if you have Flash up. Next up, I think we'll go in order, guys. Next up is Annie. Where do I want for Annie? Tibbers is really strong. Obviously, you don't get the stun effect because that's Annie's passive. But Tibbers is still really strong. Just the AoE damage on it, and then also having Tibbers follow them around, makes it like a 6v5. I think this is really strong. But the only thing is, I would actually put it up here if you got the stun effect from it. But the stun is a big part of it, so... I think that Annie should go with Mordekaiser or Nater. Obviously, guys, I might move these around during the video. if I change my mind. But I think for now, these tiers, these S and A are kind of like going to be kind of similar. S is just going to be like has the slight advantage over A, and then Giga Busted OP is like quite clearly better than all the others. Right, Ash, Giga Busted OP, by the way. I mean, like potentially you could put it S tier, but do you know what? I had a lot of people complaining. Like I had some people complaining that I put Ash in Busted OP, but if you know how to use Ash ult properly, the threat on it is absolutely disgusting. I mean, yeah, it's just AoE magic damage. It's not even just single target magic damage. It's AoE magic damage. The AP scaling on it is what makes it so strong. I'm pretty sure like with a full AP build, this ult will literally do like 1500 damage. Numbers around that. But because there's no like consistent AoE on it, and it's quite conditional, I think I'll keep it in S, but it is insanely strong, guys. Fiddlesticks is instant Giga Busted OP. Even though you don't get the fear on it, you do get like Fiddlesticks ult. I don't know if you guys have seen just how much damage it does with the AP scaling. But a lot of these AoE ults with the full assassin Sylas build are absolutely disgusting, especially with the Zhonya's. Because you go in and then use Zhonya's, get all your damage off, and then you've basically won the team fight, right? So Fiddlesticks, even without the fear, is busted OP. Not just because of the AoE, but also because it comes with a dash kind of thing, like a blink. So you can do it from fog, and like, even if you're on vision, because you don't get the fear anyway, just getting the blink into their team, like with a Mumu ult, for example, it's amazing, but you don't get a flash or a blink with it. So you have to like flash a Mumu ult or something like that. Fiddlesticks and Malphite, you get the dash already built in. Also, guys, these aren't in any order, by the way. If they're in the tier, they're just in the tier. They're not in any order. Jack's ult. Jack's ult is pretty strong. But it's quite small. It's quite a small AoE. And it's right on top of you. So you're going to have to get right on top of them to get it. But if you do hit it, the effects are really strong. But like I said, it's conditional. So the effects are really strong. You get a lot of armor and magic resist. And then every third auto does the thing, which isn't great for Sylas, but with all your passive procs available, you are able to proc some of the third autos. But I think we'll put it in A to KO ult. Now KO ult, a lot of people were telling me why is it not in Giga Busted OP tier? Because it's just simply not as good as all these AoE magic damage ults. KO ult is AoE and magic damage, but it does a considerably less amount of damage than something like a Fiddlesticks, a Malphite, or a Echo. And also, it's very delayed. So when you ult yourself, like you could theoretically flash in for all the damage, but you're not really using the KO ult for all the damage unless they're all squishy on their team. You're mainly using it for the survivability factor. Similar to Echo, you can kind of just jump in, make yourself unkillable, and then the nice thing is as well, the damage as well that comes with it. So I will put S tier. It is very, very strong. Just because something's not in this top tier, guys, doesn't mean it's not strong. Like, S tier is disgusting. A tier is amazing. B tier is like, do you know what? We'll make it like this. Just so you guys know that I'm not just putting everything that's good in the top tier. Strong. Decent. Not great. Dog shit. Alright, there you go, guys. Now it should be a bit clearer. Right, now it should be a bit clearer. Master Yi, absolute dog shit. You get nothing from it. The attack speed is completely useless for Sylas. The movement speed is nice, but using your ultimate ability for just some movement speed when you could use it for any of these is, as you guys can imagine, pretty awful. Yeah, it's literally just movement speed. Movement speed is great, but it's not not for this kind of thing. Morgana is insanely strong, actually. I think I'm actually considering putting it up here, but with Morgana, guys, you can literally, the only problem is people can get out of it quite easily, and you have to be on top of everyone to be able to hit everyone with it. That's what makes it conditional. If you were able to use it on top of, like, if you're able to use it on a lot of people from a good amount of range, rather than having to be on top of 5 people, press it, then have to wait like 2 seconds for it to go off again, then maybe it would be disgusting. But right now, it's just, it's still like, it's strong. It is definitely strong. Nunu ult. See, Nunu ult is another one of these that you would think is like up here, but because it's so conditional, like you either have to do it in a bush to get the full damage off, or you have to, or they have to just have 0 CC, which is not really going to happen. So it's still very strong, of course. The slow is really nice, and if they don't have much CC on their comp, you can actually get the full damage off. But it's very conditional compared to these ults up here, and I don't think it's going to be as good as these ones here. So, I think saying this as well, I'm going to move Annie down to here, because they're both kind of, like, Nunu's conditional, and Annie is just like these, but worse. Because you also don't get the stun or anything. The only thing that's making me want to put it in disgusting is that you get Tibbers afterwards, which is really, really good. But I think for now I'll keep it in strong. I don't think Annie's amazing. Like, I don't think Annie's disgusting. And then next up, guys, we have Rise. Rise. Rise can be such good utility, you know. Rise can be very good utility. I'll put decent. Okay, this tier I'm going to put decent / conditional. I'm going to put decent because it can be really, really strong, but it's very, it can be really, really strong. You know, like, for example, if you guys wipe them and you have Rise ult, like, you need to get to their base, you Rise ult over onto their base, you end the game. Or, you know, you've just got Baron, they're coming to you, you Rise ult over on away. Just this, it's just like conditional, or it's obviously really good for roaming as well. So I don't think it's as good as these, but I will put it in, definitely put it in here. It's better than not great, you know, much better than not great. I'm hovering between these two tiers, but I think it suits it. Scion ult, see, Scion ult is decent, but it's just, it's great damage and it's great mobility. But it's very, very hard to actually land. And also it's a massive AD scaling, which does get converted, but not at a great rate. So it won't do as much damage as you think it would. Yeah, I mean, think of the damage on full assassin Sylas. On full assassin Scion, sorry. The damage will be maybe like half that. Or like, I guess like 2/3 of that. Which is a lot of damage shaved off for a conditional ability that might not hit. So I'll put it in one of these two, probably condition. Just because of the mobility factor, I think I'll keep it up here. Sivir ult. It's kind of, okay, Sivir ult is literally Master Yi ult, but just for your whole team. Like, so that's going to make it, do you know what? Conditional, decent / conditional. Because entire movement speed boost for your whole team can actually be insanely strong. So we're gonna keep it here. I think decent / conditional seems good to me. Soraka ult. Okay, Soraka ult is actually like fucking very strong, by the way. Like very strong, by the way. I think Soraka ult should go in strong. It's just such a good healing effect for your whole team. Like, being able to just heal your team at a moment's notice. Although it's quite, I think it's quite conditional just because, you know, you need to actually have it in the moment of your team being low. Like, you might not always have it when they're low. Or you might have it and not find a good chance to use it, and then it'll disappear. And then, kind of like, why would you take Soraka ult when you can take any of these ults in a team fight? I'll put, like, decent / conditional. Just because it's below strong, it doesn't mean these are bad. It means they're conditional, right? So you use them when you, like, have a chance to use them. Or they're brought back a tier just because, like, they're not usable all the time, like these ults are. Teemo, you do get a good, like, couple of shrooms, but, you know, it's, I think you get like 5 shrooms or something. It's not great. Yeah, it can be useful for zoning off for an objective, but do you know what? I'll tell you where it's good. If you manage to take it put your streams around an objective, and then because Sylas ult is such a short cooldown, if you can pick up another ult for the objective, then it's obviously really strong because it's just like a cheese. You just get some cheesy mushrooms. But I don't think it's great, so we're gonna put it there. Tristana ult. This can be really, really strong actually. So even though it has a big AD scaling, it does still get converted, but it's like instant cast. It's just an instant cast knockback that does a decent amount of damage. So it's insanely good for peel. If you're behind as Sylas, you want to try and take ults to peel your team, because obviously if they have these ults, you still take them every time. But if they don't have ults like this, you want to try, since you don't have much damage, you want to try and use ults to peel your team. If you have a really strong ADC and their assassin is jumping on your ADC, boom, Tristana ult them away. It's like, Tristana ult has so much use case. It's just really strong. Yeah, and you can even like use Tristana ult to knock the tank back and in front-to-back team fights, and then your team can just jump on the ADC. Yeah, I think Tristana ult is really strong. Twisted Fate. See, this is basically just Rise ult, but better, because it's kind of... Is it though, actually? Because it's more instant cast than Rise ult, I think, and you can go further with it, but the drawback is you can't get multiple people in it, unlike Rise ult. But you do get the global vision, which is really strong as well. I think it's just simply not as good as these, but I think it's another case like Rise. I think it's decent / conditional, definitely. Warwick ult can be really strong. I don't mind getting Warwick ult, but the problem is, even though it does magic damage, it just doesn't do any damage. Like, I'll be honest, guys. It has a small AD ratio, I believe. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever I get Warwick ult, or whenever I see anyone else get Warwick ult on Sylas, I watch a lot of educational gameplay as well. It just doesn't do any damage. You do obviously get the suppression, which is quite strong, but you have to land. It's not like a point-and-click suppression like Malzahar, right? You have to land the suppression. Like, you have to land it as a skill shot. It can be blocked by other people, and it does like no damage. So I'm gonna put not great. The only reason it's not dog shit is because it actually has a use case, like CC. Master Yi is dog shit. Singed, disgusting. A lot of people said, why not Singed in this tier? It does give you so many stats, and it's strong, but it's just not, like, you see a Singed ult, you won't take it over a Mumu, Echo, Alistar, Fiddlesticks, Malphite, like, you know what I mean? It's really fucking strong, though. Like, all of the stat buffing ults, like Singed, Nasus, Renekton, these ults are insanely strong, but they're not the top tier, right? So it's definitely in the disgusting tier, though, for sure. Zilean ult, I think I'll put strong, to be honest. Strong or disgusting, to be fair, actually. Zilean ult is definitely strong or disgusting. I think I'll put disgusting, just because you can literally use it on anyone that's about to die, right? It's like Kayle ult, but actually, do you know what? I don't think I'll put disgusting. It's similar to Kayle ult, but a bit worse, I think, because it has no damage attached to it, and also it's so easy to kill people off of the GA revival because you can just camp their body. So if you Zilean ult someone and then some of your team dies, the enemy team can just camp the body, kill the AD or whoever Zilean revived. I think it's still very strong, but I don't want to put it in the same tier as Kayle. I think Kayle is slightly better. And then we got Evelynn ult, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's almost as good as Echo. It's basically similar to Echo. You get a huge AoE like magic damage. However, the only problem is you can't just use that damage. It's a bit conditional, the damage, because it does missing health damage. So a lot of the time you'll just use it to assassinate someone. But then also the good part of it that makes it disgusting is the reposition tool. You can use it to get over walls, to get out of sticky situations. Just like Echo ult, but I think a bit just worse. So another case like Zilean and Kayle, it's like Echo but a bit worse. So disgusting, but Tryndamere ult. See, I always have a problem placing Tryndamere ult because it is broken by concept, the idea of just not dying for 5 seconds. But how strong actually is that on Sylas? Because with full assassin, it seems like really strong because you jump into your whole combo, you can't die, and then with some haste, maybe you'll have your combo up again. But like Tryndamere, the thing is that makes it so strong on Tryndamere is he gets more AD the lower he is, which is his Q passive, not his ult passive. So Sylas won't get this. But it's so strong on Tryndamere because he gets more AD the lower he is. He has the DPS, like Tryndamere. This is so strong on Tryndamere because he has the DPS to just run people down while not being able to die. However, Sylas, once you use your whole combo and you're about to die and you use this, you generally won't have another combo up. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing for Assassin Sylas. I'd say it's good for Bruiser Sylas. But even then, when you're that low anyway, coming out of invulnerability, you might be able to get a W for like 400 HP, but then you'll just die right afterwards anyway. But it is obviously very like strong in certain situations. I think I'll put strong as well. Twitch, absolutely dogshit useless, by the way. A lot of these empowerment abilities you'll notice are just dogshit useless. Like, I don't know, Yunara, Twitch, Yi. Like, just these abilities that empower your shit. It's useless on Sylas because he doesn't have the other abilities. Right. Let's go Karthus now. Karthus is most definitely, I want to say, disgusting. Because you can in the mid to late game when you have a lot of haste on Sylas, or not even when you have a lot of haste, but when your ult is at level 11 or 16, the cooldown of your ult is so short. You can actually, do you know what? I'm actually putting it here because you can actually just take Karthus ult, use it for instant damage on everyone on their team, and then be able to pick up another ult for the objective coming up. Or of course you can hold it for the objective, chunk everyone out, and then it's just like a free team fight. It's just insanely strong. It's like Soraka, but much better, I think. It's very, very insanely strong, to be honest. And then we have Cho'Gath. Disgusting. Not quite Gigabusted OP, because you need to be able to scale it throughout the game. And unless you're playing... If you're playing mid lane, it's a lot harder to get your stacks, as you have to roam top quite a lot. But if you're playing jungle, it's easier. I'd say it's better on jungle slides, just because you can pick up the stacks easier. But, you know, if they have ults like this, you'll be taking these throughout the game a lot, that you won't actually have a lot of stacks on Cho'Gath. But it is absolutely disgusting. If there's not many other good ults in the game, it is disgusting, especially on Bruiser Sylas, by the way, guys. When you're stacking that HP and you're stacking the haste, being able to survive so much longer is definitely much better on Bruiser Sylas. Definitely disgusting. Anivia ult. Okay. Anivia ult can be a very good zone tool, but it does drain your mana quite a lot. And then obviously once you've used it, it's gone, right? You don't get to like recast it's a very good zoning tool, right? And the AP ratio is okay. I think I'm gonna put not great, to be honest. Or decent / conditional. I think I'll put decent. Because it can be a very good zoning tool, right? But the thing is, why would you pick up an Anivia ult to zone when you can just pick up any of these ults if they're on the enemy team? Rammus ult. I think Rammus ult is strong. It has a huge... I'm pretty sure... Sorry, guys. Let me just double check. Because I don't want to give you guys false information. Yeah, I was just checking that Rammus ult had an AP ratio. Yeah, Rammus ult does have a decent AP ratio. So when you're going for Assassin Sylas, the Rammus ult is actually quite strong. But it's not as strong as any of these. I'll put it in strong tier. Veigar, instant damage execute, insanely strong with full AP Sylas, and also strong with Bruiser Sylas. It's just an instant damage execute. If you see a half health ADC, press R, they're dead. Or literally landing your EW in the late game, just Veigar ult, insta dead. It's really strong. Kassadin ult, you literally get one. I'm pretty sure you literally get one use of Kassadin ult. It does some damage, but you don't build any mana items either, really. So you only get the AP ratio on it. I'm gonna put dog shit, I think. Do I want to put dog shit? I think I'm gonna put dog shit. GPO is disgusting. Borderline instant win. Giga Busted OP. It is absolutely gross. And then I also think I will have... Oh, see, a lot of people saying Udyr ult. I think Udyr ult is insane, but I don't think it's quite as strong as these because it's a lot slower. It's a lot smaller. It is good for zoning because it chases, I believe, but yeah, it's a bit slower and smaller than, for example, like a Victor R, which is instant cast. It grows when you kill somebody, so it can end up like literally the size of an entire team fight. But I will still put disgusting for Udyr, because it is definitely still disgusting for sure. But yeah, sorry, we're talking about GP ult. GP ult is literally global. So GP ult is an instant cast AoE. It is obviously like a bit of damage over time, but because of the slow, you do normally get about 2 to 3 rotations of the ship, of the damage on them, which adds up to still a lot of damage. But it can be used for zoning. It can be used for just team fight damage. It can be used for picking off low health enemies. But the thing that makes it so insane is that it's global. Like, you can affect the entire map with it, which is really strong. And then it's obviously insane in team fights because of the high AP ratio. You see why? Do you guys ever see like the meme build of full AP GP for the R? Yeah, Sylas just gets that for free. Taric ult. Taric ult, I definitely do want to put strong. The only reason I'm not putting Taric ult disgusting is because unlike Kale, it's not an instant point and click invulnerability. You press it on people around you, and it takes time to. It does take time to come down, so it's a bit conditional. So I'm gonna put it in. It's still very strong though. It's definitely not disgusting though. Blitzcrank. I think Blitzcrank is Giga Busted OP. It's a huge AoE magic damage explosion around you. You just get into the middle of a team fight. Basically on the same line as a Mumu, except it doesn't stun. It silences. But the good thing about it is it also breaks shields. So, you know, when you have enough AP, it will literally delete shield bow. It will delete like Sterax. It will delete like support shields. It's really strong. Really, really strong. And then also, I think it has an actual higher AP ratio than Amumu as well. Remember, guys, these aren't in a specific place in the tier. They're just in the tier. But yeah, I think Blitzcrank ult is insane. Mundo ult. See, a lot of people were asking also, where's Mundo ult? It's just not Giga Busted OP. It's just that simple. It's just not that strong. You do get a good burst of health, but it's scaling with your max health, so it's only good on Bruiser. You can't build it on Assassin, so it's a bit conditional. And then when you do build it on Bruiser, you don't build anywhere near as much HP as Mundo gets, so you just don't get as much from it, as much value from it. However, it is still obviously very good. The big chunk of health and then the movement speed to be able to stick around in the fights, plus the HP regen. That's why it's in the strong tier. But because of the drawbacks that I just talked about, I don't think it's in disgusting tier. Janna ult. Now, I think Janna ult is very strong. You can use Janna ult for peel. You can use Janna ult for a kill. Like, you can go behind someone, Janna ult them into your team. I know this is obviously not the optimal way to play, but the most optimal way to use Janna ult is just, like I said, basically similar to Tristana ult, right? It's just Tristana ult, but doesn't do damage, but it can hit AoE. So if there's a lot of people diving onto your team, you just Janna ult them away. I think just because it's not got the damage as well, I might put it in decent / conditional. But I think I'd be fine with either of these tiers, to be honest. So if you guys think it should be in strong tier, then I can have it in strong tier. I think I'm fine for either of these, but just because there's no damage on it, I think. Actually, though, the healing. Oh my god, I forgot that Janna ult heals a lot. Oh yeah, okay, for sure, it's in strong tier. For sure. Corki ult. See, Corki ult actually isn't as bad as people think. Like, it's not dog shit tier, but you do get 5 charges of it, which is quite a lot. And then including, obviously, the strong missile as well. You do get the strong missile. But because they're AD scalings, it just doesn't do as much damage as you'd think. So I'm going to put not great. You know, not great. It's like similar to Teemo, or around that level. Katarina ult. See, I never know where to put Katarina ult because it is just like, I think it's just decent, to be honest. It has got a good AP ratio, obviously, so that's why it's good on AP cat. But it is not instant, so it takes time for all the damage to come out. It's over 2.5 seconds, I believe. You have to stand still while using it, and it can be interrupted by CC the entire duration. So I think we're going to put decent / conditional. Nasus are straight up here with Singed. The stat increases are disgusting, and the AoE damage is really strong as well. Just definitely just up there with with Singed. Heimerdinger ult. I think you get the... Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've used Heimerdinger ult twice, and when you press the R, you get to choose between Big Turret, Stun Grenade, the Big Turret, Empowered Stun Grenade, or Empowered W, I believe. I will put it very strong, just because of all the versatility, you can choose what to use in what situation. For example, for Baron, for zoning, you might want to use the Big Turret, and then they will have AP ratios, obviously, so it does a lot of damage as well. For the Empowered W, for executing people or chunking people, and then obviously if you want to use the E for utility for your team in a team fight, you get the Empowered E. I'd definitely say strong. Shaker art, I want to say strong as well. Because it just does... The explosion is magic damage as well. The explosion does so much damage. If you're good at using Shaker R, like if you're a Shaker player playing Sylas, or if you're just good at using Shaker R, you can control it with Control R, by the way. If you're good at using it, it is disgusting because it does a lot of damage, sets up the CC, which you can then follow up with your own E. And yeah, if you just send it into a team fight, someone kills it, it just does so much damage. The theory is really useful. It is obviously conditional, someone has to kill it, and it's not as big of an AoE as these, so it's not in these two tiers, but it's definitely strong. Nidalee ult. See, I don't think Nidalee ult is terrible. A lot of people think these shapeshifter ults are really bad. I don't think Nidalee ult is terrible. I think Nidalee ult, because you do get, when you press R, you get all of her abilities. Like you get all of her Cougar abilities. And then when you press R again, it takes you out of it to get your own abilities. This is basically just getting 3 free abilities in your combo. Right, if you take it, use all of Nidalee's abilities, press R, all of your own abilities are off cooldown, by the way. So then you just use all her abilities, then use all your abilities. It's a lot of damage. I kind of... I'll still put not great, just because I don't think it's as good as these. But it is actually better than people think. Better than people give it credit for. Poppy ult, decent / conditional. It's similar to the Tristana and the Janna, except it's just not as good. It has an AD ratio, so doesn't do that much damage. And then also, it takes a lot of time to charge up. It's not like Tristana, where it's instant. It takes a lot of time to charge up, so it's not insane. But it's definitely still good for peeling your carries. Gragas ult. Okay, Gragas ult. We got a lot of champs left, guys, so I'm going to try and speed up a little bit. Gragas ult. Disgusting. Do I want to put disgusting? It's a bit conditional. You have to hit it. It depends. With Bruiser, it's strong. But with full AP Sylas, it's disgusting. Because the AP ratio is really good. It will literally one-shot someone with one more ability. And it's AoE. And you can... No, do you know what? I think I'm going to have it in disgusting. Because you can use it for carries. You can use it for engage to knock people into your team. You can use it does a lot of damage, and it's AoE. So I think disgusting sounds about right for it. Pantheon R. See, a lot of the globals will be in a similar place, but I think Pantheon R, just because of these two globals don't do any damage. Pantheon R does some damage. I think that's what's making me want to put it in strong. You guys obviously tell me what you think in the comments, by the way, and I'll be happy to answer and move some stuff around if I decide to agree. But I think that Pantheon R should just go strong or decent. One of these two. I'll probably put strong just because it does damage compared to these two. Like, at this point, it's basically just Scion R, but a bit better. Because it's easier to hit, and it's also... instead of charging down a lane, like, you actually just take it off the map. I just think it's a bit better than Scion R, right? Ezreal ult. Disgusting? Nah, strong. I was going to put disgusting just because it's global, short cooldown, so you can kind of take it quite a lot. But you do obviously have to hit the snipe. It doesn't offer any utility like Ashe. It's basically like Ashe, but it actually does surprisingly a bit less damage. And also doesn't offer any utility like stunning. So I'll put strong. It's definitely good though. Shen ult. Now Shen ult, I believe... Is this an AP ratio scaling on the Shen ult? The shield scales on AP and the target's missing health. Yeah, I thought so. So Shen ult is actually insane, by the way. Like, I'm tempted to put it in here, but I just don't think it's as good as these ults in this tier, right? When I look at these ults in this tier and then I look at Shen ult, I think it's good for Peel and it's good for... It's basically, I'll be honest, guys, it's basically just a better Twisted Fate and a better Rise ult, to be honest. This makes me kind of want to drop Pantheon down a bit, but it is better than these. So these two globals are just better than these three globals for Sylas in a lot of situations. Not every situation, but a lot of situations. And then Shen ult is again, I know I said I wasn't putting these in like ranks in each tier, but I think Shen ult is like very strong on the verge of disgusting. Just because the shield with AP is disgusting. You'll literally insta-save your carry or whoever you ult. You get the free teleport to them, and then as soon as you come out, instead of just Shen taunting, you can obviously use your EE. You get a lot of mobility to chase people that are running away. Alright, Kennen ult, disgusting. You don't get the stun. It's similar situation to Annie, but just a bit better, I want to say. Because Annie, you have to hit everyone in the smallish circle with Tibbers, whereas Kennen is around you for a few seconds. So you can kind of just go in, Kennen R Zhonya's, wait for your team to follow up. Even though it doesn't stun, it does a shit ton of damage because of the AP ratio. Yeah, so I think disgusting. Garen ult. Ooh, Garen ult. It's just very strong, to be honest. You get, it's not got a scaling, but you get the missing health trade damage. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, you get the missing health true damage, which is just the disgusting point and click execute like Veigar. But the only thing the reason I think it's like slightly worse than Veigar, just because Veigar ult has a lot more range, and even though Garen R does true damage and Veigar does magic damage, the thing is, because the true damage doesn't scale with anything, and the magic damage on Veigar R scales with AP, and you build a lot of AP, they end up doing similar amounts anyway. But Veigar ult just has more range. So, I think they're both in this tier, though. Akali ult. Okay, Akali ult's strong. Definitely strong. In lane phase as well, especially in mid lane, that level 6 power spike, you literally... Akali ult, the level 6 power spike, is one of the strongest things in the game. So, getting that on Sylas as well is insane. And then in late game team fights, you use it to get onto a squishy. You have like 5 dashes with Rocket Belt. Is absolutely insane. The only reason it's not here is because it's not AoE. Like, obviously the R2 is AoE, but it's hard to... It's missing health damage and it's very conditional. I don't think it's as strong as these ults, but it's definitely insane. It's like very good in strong tier. Malzahar ult, insane in strong tier. Maybe even in very strong tier. The only reason I'm not putting it in very strong tier actually is because you have to stand still to use it. Unlike Immord ult, where you can just take someone out of the fight and then kill them. Malzahar ult, you take them out of the fight, but you're still actually like in the fight, standing still. And it can be interrupted if you get CC'd as well. But obviously, Malzahar ult, everyone knows how strong it is. It's definitely strong. Olaf ult. Okay, this is a tricky one actually. Because with Bruiser Sylas, Olaf ult is actually quite strong because you can't be CC'd. So you just I'm not sure how the refreshing the duration works though, because you don't obviously get reckless swing or the Q on Olaf, but obviously auto attacks refresh it anyway. And with all your mobility, you can keep up the auto attacks too. I don't think I'll have it in strong. I think I'll have it in conditional. Because it can be really good, but obviously it does no damage. You do get the armor and stuff from it, and then you do get some extra AP because it gives you AD, which converts to AP. So it's pretty good. Like, it's a decent stat boost, but nowhere near as good as these stat boosts. But yeah, it doesn't do any damage. The CC invulnerability is nice, but if there's any of these ults in the game, it's honestly a lot better to take a lot of those ults. So I think I'll have it in conditional. Cogmore ult is just like, because of the, do you know what? Not great. It's not dog shit because you get a few charges of it, I think. And because of the AP ratio is so high, it actually does some good damage. Zinzao ult, strong, definitely strong. Good AP ratio, good AP ratio, instant damage. Knocks back, so it can be good to peel for your team. But the reason the knockback is like not great if you're wanting to go in is because obviously you don't want to knock them away if you're trying to kill them. Unless you can follow up, but your team needs to be able to follow up too. So I'll put it in strong for sure. Vladimir ult, actually very good. Very, very good. Because a lot of people forget. A lot of people think it's just the heal. A lot of people forget that when you press Vladimir ult until you get the heal, you actually get 10% extra damage on all of your damage on that target, on all those targets. Like, whoever you hit with Vlad ult takes 10% more damage. Sorry, by any damage source. So if you Vlad ult their entire team and then your team fights them, your team's team fight and you are going to do so much more damage until you, and then you also get that healing, which is insane as well, especially for Bruiser Sylas. Yeah, definitely strong tier. Galio ult, strong. It's definitely one of the better globals just because it on arrival you do so much magic damage. You do you knock back everyone on their team, or knock up, sorry. So it's very good utility, and you give a magic damage shield, I believe, to your ally. So definitely strong tier. It's definitely one of the better globals. And then we have Urgot ult. I think strong for sure. Even though it's an AD ratio, you're more using it for the execute part, which is 25% true damage. So I think being able to, the only thing is it's not reliable because it's a skill shot that's quite thin. But obviously, if you do land it, you actually, similarly to Urgot, you don't even have to flash for this. A lot of Urgots, what they do is they recast it and then they flash into the middle of the enemy team to fear all of them. But you don't even have to do that as Sylas because you have E, you have Rocket Belt, you can flash, but you have a lot of mobility. So it's very good. It's exactly similar to Urgot than it is on Sylas. So it's very strong. MF ult. MF ult, it is a lot of AoE damage, but unfortunately, it's just not that great. It actually, you might be surprised by this, but it locks you in place. It locks you in place for the entire duration. It's an AD scaling, so it doesn't do as much damage as you'd think. And then also it's like a cone shape, so it's not a full like AoE. But yeah, it's just not incredible. Sonar. So on my TikTok, guys, I had Sonar ult in Gigabusted OP and Seraphine ult in Disgusting. And my reason for that, just in case a lot of you guys don't know, I did respond in the comments, but the reason for that was that two reasons, right? Now, one could argue that Seraphine ult should be in the same tier because it has more range. But Sonar ult, for the first reason, it's better, I think, in my opinion. It comes out so much quicker. It's an instant cast ability. Seraphine, she has a charge up for her R. Sonar ult is an instant cast ability. It comes out a lot quicker. And then the second reason as well is actually the travel speed of the projectile. Sonar R travels, it travels so quick. Like, you use it, it instantly comes out, instantly stuns everyone, basically. It's almost unflashable, to be honest. But Seraphine ult has a long, like, charge up. You see her using it. And then the actual projectile itself, the charm, is quite a slow projectile and takes time to travel to your target. So a lot of the time they have time to flash or dash out of it. So I just think Sonar Ult is slightly better, to be honest. And a lot of the time you're not using it to hit 5 people anyway. You're using it to go onto their backline and hit a few of their backline. So let me just find Seraphine Ult. You guys might disagree with this in the comments, and that's completely fine. But in my opinion, for the reasons I just gave, I do think Sonar Ult is just more consistent and better than Seraphine Ult for Sylas. And I believe the AP ratio might be better as well on it. Swain Ult, instant, just disgusting, absolutely insane. Get like, same reason as Alistar Ult for Bruiser Sylas. Swain Ult is just disgusting. You get perma healing, a lot of max HP. It's just disgusting. It's like a Giga Drain Tank build. It's so gross for Bruiser. And then we have Lux. Lux are gonna go strong. It's just a nice low cooldown, a nice low cooldown skill shot that does a lot of magic damage. Very, very good, honestly. LeBlanc Ult. Now I believe with the LeBlanc Ult, you don't get to use your own abilities. Let me just double check this. Yes, okay, that's what I thought. So it's very strong. I kind of put it in conditional, but it's very strong. Just when you steal it, you won't actually steal her R and then be able to click one of her abilities. You'll steal the ability that she most recently used. So if she just used W and then you take her R, it will steal her W. Or if she just used Q and you take her R, it will steal her Q. So it is still very strong, but you have to be careful with the timing that you use it on. Obviously, the WAP ratio is really good. If you manage to take her W, you get even more dashes on R, and obviously there's AoE damage on it. The E is really good utility. Like, it's very strong, and the Q I'm pretty sure pops for so much damage. It is very strong, definitely. Aurelia. Now, Aurelia has an AP scaling on her ult that's pretty decent. It does do some damage. I'm tempted to put it in strong, to be honest. It's just like a really good amount of AP damage that just explodes on, if they group together, it explodes on a lot of people. And then they also take damage when they try and walk out of it too. I'll definitely have it in strong. Trundle, insane stat boost. It does magic damage as well, like scales with AP, which is actually disgusting. You can Giga drain a tank, or you can one-shot a squishy with it. It is very strong. Now, Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is strong. Again, just big AP ratio, a good slow, its utility, and then if they're facing you, a good stun. It's very good, very good. Caitlyn Ult. Decent. It's either decent or strong, but I don't think I want to put it in strong. Just because Caitlyn Ult itself doesn't really do that much damage. A lot of Caitlyn's damage is her passive headshot and her traps and E autos. The ult itself doesn't actually do that much, it's more just for picking off low HP people. And then on Sylas it does even less because it's an AD ratio. So it's conditional and decent, just for picking off people. Renekton, I want to put... See, Renekton's, I'm pretty sure Renekton's stat boost and AoE damage is just better than Nasus's. I kind of want to bring Nasus down to strong tier. They're similar, but I think Renekton's is actually just better. So I want to put disgusting. And then Karma Ult. I believe with Karma Ult, you just get to use one of her empowered abilities when you press it. So you get to use the empowered shield, or the empowered W, or the empowered Q. So I believe Karma Ult is actually really strong. Let me actually just double check. Sorry guys, I know I'm double checking a lot, but I just want to be thorough and certain before I give false information. But I looked it up and apparently it just says it empowers Sylas's abilities. But either case, I think it's decent / conditional. But apologies for that. Maokai Ult. Maokai Ult has an AP ratio. I want to put strong, definitely. Has an AP ratio, it roots for a long time, and it has a big area. So it's pretty hard to get out of. But the only thing is it travels really slowly. So I don't want to put it really too high because it's such a slow traveling projectile. Jarvan Ult, it scales off of AD. It's still strong. It's either strong or decent. I think I'll put Jarvan Ult decent. It's still strong, like it's still good, but it has an AD ratio. So you see lethality Jarvan Ult does so much damage. It won't do as much on Sylas. And then it doesn't actually have any CC, just the cage, which people can flash and get out of. I think I'll put decent / conditional on that. Nocturne, I think Nocturne is strong. You still get the near sight on everyone. Actually, I'm tempted to put like disgusting, to be honest. You get a global near sight on everyone, which is insane for a team fight. And you also, it works like normal Nocturne, right? You just blink to whoever you want. So you can just literally point and click, blink to the backline, kill them, while everyone else is nearsighted. Lee Sin, strong, definitely strong. The kit can be used so well on Sylas because you have so many dashes. Even though it's scales with AD, especially with the new Lee Sin change, no matter what happens, if you kick someone into their team, you do still get the CC on everybody. And it's just like Tristana ult, but better, to be honest. It's just a better Tristana ult. Brand. See, a lot of people think Brand is great. Brand is not great. Brand is like poo. You don't get the passive. Because you're not Brand, you don't get the burn passive, which is what his ult is all about. You literally just get the, like, bit of ult damage itself that spreads. But even then, it's not that great. Rumble ult, disgusting. Yeah, it's just a huge AoE magic damage line that also slows. So it's great utility, great to zone. You can use it in so many different ways. Vayne ult, dog shit. Absolute fucking poo shit. Never use it. Apologies for the language, guys, but yeah, never use it. Orianna ult, it's strong, but it's on top of you, if that makes sense. If you guys know how that works. It's basically, because Orianna controls her ball, so the ult goes off where her ball is. But for Sylas, the ult actually goes off on top of himself since he doesn't have the ball. So it's like a Mumu kind of, where you have to get right into their team. But then if you do get into their team, you know, so much magic damage. The knock towards you is huge. It's so much CC. I want to put it almost. Do I want to put it in really strong? I kind of do, you know. I kind of want to put it in really strong. The only thing is, because, okay, so my reasoning for putting it in just strong is that it's a bit smaller than a Mumu ult. It has to be right on top of you. And also it has a little bit of a cast time. A Mumu ult is instant. It has a little bit of a cast time. So I think I'll put strong just because there's quite a few conditions on it. Yorick ult. This is tough. I had some people talking about Yorick ult and the Maiden, and it is actually strong, but it's nothing like these ults here. It'll go in strong tier for sure, because you get free pressure from Maiden, and it does do some good magic damage. But yeah, it's just like not as good as these. Right, Leona ult. Strong magic damage. Leona ult does some strong magic damage for sure. I kind of put disgusting. It does a lot of magic. It does really good damage, even if you don't hit the middle stun bit. And then if you do hit the middle stun bit, it's just a free kill on whoever you fucking hit. Like, at this point, it's quite gross. A lot of this, you'll find a lot of the support ults are really strong, like Nautilus, Leona, because it's just almost point and click, like point and click CC with some good magic damage. Because a lot of supports, actually, their abilities, a lot of them scale with magic, scale with AP. So Sylas utilizes it so well. Wukong's strong, scales with AD, and after the initial knock-up, there isn't really much else that comes with it. You do get the second cast of it, which is really good. But yeah, it's not as good as these ults up here. Skarner. Now, Skarner is interesting. I want to put Skarner up here because the Skarner ult, the way it works is so fucking strong. If you can, because you have so much mobility, you can actually get to their team like quite easily. And then, you know, if you manage to hit a few people with it, the amount of CC, the CC duration is crazy. And it also does some decent damage. So I actually want to put disgusting. Right, and we're on Talon ult. It's strong. It's strong. The damage is decent, but it's not great because it scales with AD. But the main part is the movement speed and invisibility for repositioning. But then you do also get the AoE damage, so it's pretty strong. Riven ult. You do still get Wind Slash, but it scales with AD, so it doesn't do that much damage. And then you get some extra range for your passive autos, which is decent. It's not dog shit like these ults down here, but it isn't great. Xerath ult. Oh my god, I love Xerath ult. I fucking love Xerath ult on Sylas. Xerath ult is probably on disgusting, to be honest. It's similar to like Ashe, Ezreal, except instead of being completely global, you're locked to a decent like half global range, but then you get so many shots of it. It scales with magic damage. It does so much damage. I honestly, I would love to put Zerath ult up here. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy strong. Maybe I'll move it at some point, but for now, I'll definitely keep it up here. Graves ult, decent. I mean, it's just a mid. It's just a mid finisher. It's not as good as any of the other finishers, and it scales with AD. You do get a bit of like mobility on it, but yeah, decent. Not strong. Right, this on my TikTok, guys, I got so many comments about this because I completely forgot this champ had a rework. Pre-rework, this ult was not that strong. It was still good because you got the knockback and damage, but post-rework, now with the way her abilities work, you get her Q works with your passive, right? So every single Q does your passive and is so absolutely disgusting. Like Q passive, Q passive, Q passive, and then you also get the true damage bite. You do get also the fear, obviously. And the nice thing about Shyvana ult is that you don't have to wait for the Fury. As soon as it's ready, like as soon as you see Shyvana, I'm pretty sure you can just take it and use it. The only bad thing that I don't like about it, it's still going to go in Giga Busted OP. Until they nerf it. But the only thing I don't like about it is that it locks you out of your basic abilities. So if you're low, you can obviously use the Shyvana shield. But if you're low or you need to reposition, you don't have your Sylas E. You don't have your Sylas W. But the rest of the abilities on it are so disgusting anyway. It's very, very strong. It's insane. Right, now we have Fizz. Fizz is strong. Fizz's ult is definitely strong. It is a skill shot, but when you land it, the magic damage on it is really, really crazy. And also, it kind of, a lot of the time, the enemy team, if their ADC's in trouble, they'll go and defend their ADC and help them. But with Fizz ult, it actually is really nice because since it's a knock-up that will affect everyone around the person you hit, if you hit the ADC with it, the enemy team can't really come and defend their ADC because otherwise they'll get knocked up and take the damage as well. So it's basically, it isolates the ADC, which is really nice. So if you can land it, it's very good, very strong. Volleybet ult, very strong. Lovely, I'm fairly sure it has an AP ratio. But it's unstoppable. It's just a big dash. Some lovely damage. Definitely strong. Ahri ult. Ahri ult is up here. The amount of mobility you have as Sylas with Ahri ult is absolutely grim. And then you get the reset just like Ahri does whenever you get a kill or a takedown, I should say. The damage on it is so good. A lot of the time these days, actually, guys, I watched a video by someone called AJ, and he's one of the best Ahri players, and he plays Ahri like a full assassin because he believes that's her identity. So a lot of the time, because the AP ratio is so big on Ahri actually builds assassin now. And then with full assassin Sylas as well, it's just absolutely disgusting. Victor ult, I don't see a lot of other people thinking it's that amazing, apart from one other guy that I saw put it in this kind of tier. But Victor ult is just Uda ult, but better in my opinion. It doesn't have as much instant damage, but it ticks every 2 seconds. It's easy to escape in a 1v1, but in a team fight, it's actually really hard to get away from Victor ult. And then with all your damage and how much AP you end up having, because you build full damage with this, it kills the enemy team so fast, and it grows every time it gets a kill. So it's literally inescapable in a team fight. It's really strong. And also, the second you use it, it stops channels as well. So, you know, you can use it on top of a Katarina ult on the enemy team, or you can use it on top of, you know, things like that. It's really strong. Sedge ult. I want to put Sedge ult in disgusting as well. Similar to Fizz, you land the skill shot, the AP ratio is insane, and then, you know, you just end up CCing them. It's a free kill. It's really strong. Ziggs ult, again, I think we're getting to really good ults now, to be honest, guys. Ziggs ult, I think I would put in... Do you know what? I was going to put strong just because it's actually quite hard to land, especially the middle of it. But just because of how insane the AP ratio is on it, and how much damage it does with full damage Sylas, It can be used as a zoning tool. It can be used just for a team fight. It can be used to steal objectives. Like when you have a lot of AP, this thing does so much damage. It is turbo. And even if you don't hit the middle, it still does a lot of damage. But if you do manage to hit the middle, it's like a nuke. It's literally a nuke. Nautilus. Disgusting. Again, like I said before about the supports having AP ratios on R, it's just a free point and click CC with an insane AP ratio. Use it on the ADC. There's zero counterplay. It's gross. Fiora ult. Now this is tricky. Fiora ult does scale with the true damage on it scales with AD. So it's not insane amounts of damage. But you can proc the vitals really easily as Sylas because of your mobility. And then the healing is quite nice for your team as well. I would put decent slash conditional. I don't think it's strong. Lulu. Disgusting, I want to say. Not disgusting. Strong. It is literally point and click knock up on anyone around you or whoever you use it on. Insane amounts of HP. It's just really good utility. Again, like I said before, if you're behind, it's a really good utility ult that can be really great for whoever you use it on. Really good peel for your ADC. Hecarim ult. See, on my TikTok, I had this above everything else, and I still believe that I still believe it's the best. But just for argument's sake, I'm gonna put it in the same tier as all of these. Again, like Malphite, and like Fiddle, you get a mobility with it. So these three are so strong because instead of just being around you, where you have to kind of get into the enemy team, like Blitzcrank and Amumu, you're actually able to, instead of having to use Flash to get into the enemy team and stuff, because these three here come inbuilt with mobility. You don't have to use anything like that. You know, this one gives you a dash, this one gives you a blink, this one gives you insane like movement speed and a dash. Yeah, these three are just really strong combined. I think these two especially, are just really strong. These two. I'll put them similar. Even on my TikTok, I did say I think Hecarim's slightly better, but I did say they're very, very similar and very close. So, yeah. If you guys think Malphite's better, then I respect your opinion. They are both really, really strong. Varus ult. Now, someone mentioned Varus ult as well on TikTok, comparing it to Ashe. I do think it's strong. Actually, I do think it is very strong, but I don't think it's as good as Ashe. I think it's like towards the bottom of very strong. Because although Ashe is a like global skill shot, you can still use Ashe close range, and it still does a decent amount of CC. But the main reason is just that Ashe ult does so much more damage. Even with AP Varus, the ult does do good damage, but Ashe ult AP ratio is absolutely insane. It does so much. And Ashe's is instant AoE if people are around whoever you hit. Varus's has to take time to spread. And a lot of the time you're using Varus ult to get to use it on an ADC. And it's pretty hard for it to be able to spread, to be honest, because a lot of the time people will disperse. But obviously that means that's good though, because it means people run away from the ADC. So it is really strong. That's why it's in this tier. But I think Ashe ult is slightly better. Darius ult, complete dog shit poo, because you don't get passive. You can't apply 5 stacks. It does reset with kills still, because that's part of the ult. But it literally does like 300 true damage. Like that's it by level 18 or some shit like that. It's really weak. Maybe I put not great, just because for lane it's still got some kind of use. But yeah, it's not good. Draven ult, you do get I believe you don't get the execute. Honestly, I believe you don't get the execute because the execute is part of Draven's passive. So, and then you obviously don't get any money from it. Like it's literally just some damage, some global damage that scales with AD, so it's just not good. Jace ult, another shapeshifter that I don't mind. You can literally stay in ranged form. I'll put decent slash conditional. Same as Nidalee. Did I have Nidalee here? Oh, I have Nidalee and not great. I think Nidalee's probably up here. Because like I said before, there's no cooldown on your abilities when you transform. So you use all of Nidalee's abilities, then you transform back to yourself, and then you have no cooldown on yours. But yeah, you can stay in the ranged form in Jace for a really long time, for literally a really long time, and then you can just transform back whenever you want. Zyra ult. Do I want to put it up here? I think I'll put it in strong just because of how delayed the knock-up is. Like, use it does a lot of instant damage, and it's AoE, which is really strong. But the knock-up on it is so delayed, people a lot of the time can escape it. I think I'll have it in either strong or disgusting, but definitely not in busted OP. I think for now I'll keep it in strong. Diana ult, disgusting. So much damage on the Diana ult. AP ratio, there's so much damage on it. And then if you build Zhonya's as well, again, it's just Diana's combo. You have so much mobility on Sylas. You get in there, Diana ult, everybody, Zhonya's. Insane. Rengar ult, poo, not great. You do still get the reason I'm not putting in dog shit is because you do still get the jump on the ADC, so you do still get the invis into mobility. But the damage on it is shit because it's AD ratio. Syndra ult, strong, maybe very strong. I think I'll put strong. Strong, definitely strong. It's like, this is similar to Veigar R, but just not as good. Because Veigar R, it's instant. This takes a little bit longer. Yeah, I think Veigar R is just better than Syndra R. Seeing all of this, actually, it kind of makes me want to put Veigar R up here. I think I'll keep it down here for now. Kha'Zix ult, not great. You do get the repositioning, like the invisibility for repositioning. But that's it. Like, you don't get anything else. I think it's great. Elise. Again. I think Elise might be one of the better ones because you get either repel or I don't remember which one, but you get either repel, which is really good for repositioning, or you get cocoon, which is really good for engaging. And it's all scales with AP as well. All of it scales with AP, so it's really good damage. I'll put all three of these in decent. Zed. Okay, Zed. Not great. You do still get the delayed damage. Actually, no, not great. The thing is, right, with Zed, even though it's AD, even though it scales with AD, you do still get the delayed damage with his scaling off of how much you've done. So if you Zed ult and then full combo, with how much damage you're doing, the Zed pop will still do so much damage. And then the you can still take the ZR like Shadow. So it's really good mobility. You obviously get the untargetability. There's a lot to it that makes it strong. Nami R, strong. I don't want to go disgusting just because of how slow the projectile is. But it's very strong in a team fight. Very, very strong in a team fight. I'm going to try and breeze through these now, guys, because there's a few left, but we're spending a long time on each one. Vi ult is a disgusting opener and engage. Definitely one of the strongest in the game. When you press R on someone, there's really not much they can do to get away from it. So I'm kind of tempted to put disgusting. I'm going to put strong just because we have better engage tools that also scale with magic damage. For example, let me find it. Where is it? For example, here, Lissandra ult. Just Vi ult, but better. And it scales with magic damage as well. And you can use it on yourself as well, for like a Zhonya's for free. So yeah, disgusting. Lissandra ult, disgusting. Vi ult, strong, because it's still a good engage tool. Thresh ult. See, the box actually does a lot of damage. The only thing is, it's quite conditional the way you're going to get the damage off, because it's around you, it's quite slow. And it's just not as consistent as a lot of other magic damage abilities that are AoE. I'll put either strong or decent. I think I'm going to put Just because of how much damage it does with the AP ratio, I think I'm going to put strong. No, I think decent. It's just not amazing, to be honest. It's pretty conditional. It's hard to get the damage off because it's so slow as well. It comes up so slow. Quinn ult. Now, I believe you get Valor. So it is really good mobility. But the second you finish it, you don't obviously get to jump back on her. So I think it's only a one-time thing. Mobility is really nice, but the damage around you when you come off Valor is all physical damage. Scales with AD as well, so you don't do too much damage with it. It's literally only the mobility factor that's great, but you already have quite a lot of mobility. And then, okay, I'm gonna move some of these down, I think, because it's looking a bit too crowded in this too. Yeah, these are all complete dog shit. Right, never use these. Okay, dog shit means never use them. Right, I'm not gonna put dog shit. I'm gonna put never use. Ever. Like, there's never a reason for you guys to ever pick these ults. Apart from, I guess, if you're against Kassadin in lane and you want some damage against him, because it's such a short cooldown. I'll put him up there, I guess. But yeah, never use these. Zac. Decent. It locks you out of all your abilities. It does some good damage, and it's some good engage with CC, but it locks you out of all your abilities. Aatrox. Now, I'm gonna actually put strong. A lot of people think Aatrox R is pretty poo on Sylas, but the thing is, the AD it gives you, it does convert a bit into AP. But the nice thing is it gives you a lot of movement speed and also the self-healing. The self-healing is crazy for Bruiser Sylas, right? 25% or whatever it is at like second or max rank, like self-healing. 30% maybe, I don't know what it is, something like that, but the self-healing is crazy. Strong for Bruiser Sylas, right? Not Assassin. Lucian, just shit, not great. It's like MF, but worse. Maybe not worse though, because you can move with it. I think I'll put it in decent. Nah, do you know what? I'll put these two both here. Lucian ult, slightly less damage than MF, slightly like lower range, as in like area of effect. But you can move with it. But yeah, AD ratio doesn't do much damage. Not great. Jinx R. It's a good snipe, but again, like Caitlyn, it is. No, I'm gonna put Caitlyn in not great as well, to be honest. It's just, I think it's slightly better than Caitlyn because it has execute damage on it. And it's AoE, right? But it is a skill shot, not point and click. Nah, I think I'm gonna put both of them in not great. All of these AD kind of ADC ultimates, they're not really great for Sylas. Yasuo, even though it scales with AD, so it's not going to be that much damage. If you have someone that has a lot of knock-up on their team, on your team, like a Malphite, on your team, the Yasuo ult just for the utility, for the amount of like CC, can be really strong. So I'm going to put decent / optional. And then when you're against Yasuo in lane, this is a specific, but when you're against Yasuo in mid lane or top lane, you can actually use his ult if you land your E, because your E is a mini knock-up. So it's pretty good. Vel'Koz, strong. Definitely strong. It's just a fucking beam of damage. It's just a big beam of damage. You do have to stand still to use it, but if you're in the backline, it has quite long reach. So if you're full AP, you're in the backline, you do get a lot of damage from it. You don't get the true damage on passive, but is very, very strong. Braum ult. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe Braum ult scales with AP. I think it might scale with AP. I know it's Q scales with HP, not AP. Yeah. So Braum ult scales with AP. 60% AP ratio, which is quite a lot with full AP Sylas. And although there's a bit of a cast time to it, it is still a magic damage AoE ult that knocks up. So it can be used defensively, it can be used offensively. I kind of want to put here, but I don't think so, just because of the cast time on it. I might put in, yeah, I might put it in strong to. I'd be completely happy with that. Alright, next ult, guys. Nah. Disgusting OP. Scales with magic damage as well as physical damage, I believe. With all your mobility as Sylas, you can jump in and are able to push them against the wall. And then the CC is just disgusting in a team fight. It is. If you've ever seen Gnar in pro play, now imagine that on Sylas. It with all your AP and stuff, it does so much damage. And yeah, it's disgusting. A 0 is disgusting. Yeah, disgusting. I want to say disgusting. Again, scales with AP does so much damage. Knockback, sorry. It has a decently long cast time. And is much a bit harder to hit than some of the other ones. But disgusting still. Callista are strong. Definitely strong. I think Callista R is definitely strong. The knock-up is very useful, and the peel for your ADC is also very useful. Or whoever's strong on your team, the peel is really useful. Rek'Sai, I believe this is just whoever you damage. Like with any ability or auto, you can just use, normal Rek'Sai. You do get untargetability, which is really good. You do get the execute damage if they're low. But the problem is it scales with AD, so it doesn't do too much damage. So I'll put decent conditional. Bard, strong. If you know how to use Bard R, it's very strong. It can completely change the tide of a team fight. And you can use it in a lot of different situations. Tahm Kench ult, strong. This, honestly, guys, when I tell you, the damage on Tahm Kench ult is absolutely disgusting with AP. Full AP Tahm Kench, it does like 60% max health magic damage. So you can use this to one-shot a... Do you know what? I personally believe this is disgusting. I personally believe it's so good. You can use it to literally one-shot anyone on their team if you go full AP Sylas. And you're able to actually stack up the passive to use the R so fast with your passive autos because they come out so fast. And then the other thing that makes this in the disgusting tier, in my opinion, is that you can use it defensively as well. You can literally use it to peel any of your team, gives them a fat shield. It is such a strong ability. It's so underrated. So underrated. Kindred R, strong. Just amazing for your team. Like another one like kind of Taric. Like it's just very strong for your team. But be careful you don't troll with it. Alawi ult, never use ever in your life. Jhin ult, not great. These guys, the ones that I don't really talk about are pretty self-explanatory. Aesol ult, strong, but you don't get the empowered ult, I'm pretty sure, with Aesol. I don't think you get the empowered ult because you don't have the passive. I think it's just the basic ult. So, decent / conditional. Does do some good damage, though. Talia ult, decent. It's good mobility. And then it's also, the wall can be pretty good for blocking people if you use it right. Kled, I want to say strong for Kled. I believe it's just a physical scaling. So you don't do too much damage with it. But the CC on it, the damage is still okay. The CC on it is really good. And then also the movement speed that it gives your allies is pretty great as well. So I think I'll put strong. Ivern. Definitely strong. Actually, I'll put decent for Kled. I don't want to give too many things the strong category because how is Kled ult as good as like Nasus ult? Like it's just not. So yeah. I think I'll put this in conditional as well. The Aatrox R, because it's good if you're Bruiser. And then the self-healing is pretty much the only good part apart from movement speed. Camille R, not great. The untargetability is really nice. and the extra damage on your autos is quite nice because it works with the passive. But the only problem is it does 0 damage. But the cage is obviously really nice as well. I'll put decent / conditional as well because it can be good to lock in someone on their team. Okay, Rakano. Another support ult that scales with magic damage that charms everyone and gives you mobility. Definitely strong. Maybe even disgusting. You guys have seen full AP Rakan, I'm sure. Maybe even disgusting. I think I might put disgusting, yeah. I think it's definitely as good as Leona and Nautilus. Zaya, decent, because you get the untargetability. You don't really get anything else from it. The damage is tiny, and you can't recall feathers. I'm actually going to put not great. Kane, again, not great. I mean, decent, actually. The damage isn't too great, but with Rust, if he's Rust on their team, you do get the healing, because the healing is in the ult as well for Rust. So for Bruiser Sylas, it can be nice to get some HP back, go untargetable, and do a bit of damage. So I'll put conditional. Ornn ult, very strong, disgusting. It's all scales with magic damage, a big AoE. You do have to make sure you hit it, but yeah, big AoE, a lot of magic damage, and insane CC. Zoe, not great. I mean, I'm not going to put never use because it's decent in lane for good trades and for dodging things, but it's just not great. Sylas, decent. Good repositioning tool. Does nothing else, but good repositioning tool. Pyke, disgusting. Although you don't get the lethality scaling, the AD scaling on it still converts into AP. So you do still get an okay scaling on it. But you don't really mind the scaling because even with a low scaling, it's still like 20% of their max health like execute. And obviously it resets and gives your team so much gold. The main reason it's so strong is that it resets and gives your team so much gold. I remember having a couple of games recently when I took Pyke R and we literally wiped out an enemy team with it. And my whole team got like 2,000 gold from it each. Like it was not 2,000, it was like 1.5. But it was disgusting. So strong. Nico ult. I think Nico ult is up here. Because of how much mobility. If Sylas was immobile, then maybe it would go here. But I think with how much mobility Sylas has, when you press the Nico R, you have so many dashes to get into range of their whole team. It's just like Diana ult, but better, to be honest. It's just Diana ult, but better. It's a bigger area, and it knocks up for slightly longer, I believe. It's very, very, very strong. Sylas. We're not going to include Sylas. Yuumi. Not great. I mean, the damage ends up being okay because it's magic. The healing is quite nice. I'll put actually conditional because the healing for your whole team is quite nice. And the damage is alright. It's not great, but the healing is the main part. It's really nice for your whole team. And then we have Qiyana, strong. Qiyana is basically just Gnar, but 10 times worse for Sylas. It's harder to hit more people against the wall, sorry. It has no AP ratio. But the nice thing about Qiyana that makes it strong is it's not just walls. Qiyana ult, you can also push people into river and bushes, and it does the exact same thing. It still stuns everybody. So it is really strong. Senna, decent conditional. It's a nice global to give someone a shield or to finish someone off. Just nice and conditional. Decent. Philios ult, not great. AD ratio, so it doesn't do much damage, and it's very meh when it's good because when you take it, I'm pretty sure it takes the ult of the gun he has active as you take it. So if he has a bad gun active, you know, it's just not great. But some of the better Aphelios ults for you guys, if you want to know, are Infernum, because it spreads for AoE team fight damage. Infernum is one of the better ones. And I believe Chakrams are useless, so not white. But Infernum is one of the better ones. I believe with Calibrum you still get the mark, so you get the extra damage as well. So I think Infernum, Calibrum Gravitum's terrible because you can't root them afterwards with Q. Yeah, Infernum and Calibrum, green and blue, are the best ones. And then maybe red if you're Bruiser as well, because red gives you a bit of a heal. Set, decent. Strong, actually, maybe. Even though it scales with AD, it's so good to get people off of your team. And if you use it on a tank, it still does a lot of max health damage to their whole team. This is like Lee Sin. It's another one like Lee Sin. I'll put them next to each other. Lilia. Now, with the Lilia, it's hard to get the AoE on a lot of people. Lilia Q can get it on multiple people when she Rs, but Sylas can't really do that. So I'm going to put decent conditional. It is really strong when you do sleep people, but it's hard to get multiple people to sleep. Yonol, strong. Yonol's definitely strong. Although it has an AD ratio, it still gives you a little bit of damage, and the main reason is just the CC. If you hit a lot of people with it, the CC on it is really, really strong. Samira ult, not great. AD ratio does nothing else but damage. Rel ult, this is strong. This is nice. And again, another case of a support ult being really good. I think Rel ult is very nice. Pulls in, does a lot of CC, does a lot of damage. Viego ult is awful, never use it. It has an AD ratio that you don't care about, a crit ratio that you don't care about, and then does nothing because the resets are in his passive, right? Not his ult, so it's pretty useless. Gwen ult, she doesn't. The thing is, Gwen ult isn't great, even though it has an AP ratio and it's pretty good. It's not great because you don't get the passive, right? You don't get the what's the passive called? I don't know, the 1,000 cuts. You don't get the 1,000 cuts on the ult because you don't have the passive. So it's just the ult damage itself. Action ult, never use. It's just Caitlyn ult but worse. And it has an AD ratio. I mean, I guess like you can use it in lane to finish someone off because it does missing health damage. So maybe not great, but Vex ult, strong. AP ratio, resetting tool in team fights. Very nice. Very, very nice. You just have to be able to land it though, that's the thing. Zeri ult, disgusting. Maybe even Giga Busted OP. Right, I think I'll bring it down to disgusting. On my TikTok, I had it in this tier, but it is still insane damage. But because it doesn't offer any CC like some of these other ones that do really good AoE damage, I'm gonna put it in this tier. But yeah, the nice thing is it is instant. It's like Kennen in a way, instant damage basically. But and then you also get some movement speed. Renata, oh, now this can be really strong if you use it correctly. But I'll put decent. It's conditional. It's a really slow moving projectile, so it's easy to dodge. Belveth R, not great. You literally just get the ult, that's it. The ult form of Belveth on Sylas does literally nothing for you. But the AoE damage is okay. And the max health damage is okay. The max health you get from it is okay. Neela ult, not great. I guess it can be conditional and decent. Because, I don't know. Even though it's AD ratio, maybe I want to put it in strong as well. Just because it is like, in a way, it's kind of like Diana ult, but just worse. So we see Diana ult in disgusting. It's Diana ult, but it has an AD ratio instead of AP, so it does a bit less damage. But then I'm pretty sure it also heals you as well. So I'll put it on strong. Cassante. Not great. Not great. You literally get nothing. You don't get any of the all-out forms, I'm pretty sure. You just get the damage of the ult, which is AD damage anyway. It scales with AD, so not much. Milio ult, strong. It's a nice cleanse for your whole team. A nice heal. Really good in the right situations. Nefiri ult. See, I used to think Nefiri ult was terrible, but I actually think Nefiri ult's strong. on Sylas now. Just because it's literally point and click dash. It guarantees your W or E, and it can reset once. So you can use it on multiple targets. So I think Nefario is pretty strong. Briar, it does magic damage. Do you know what? I'm gonna put strong. Right, guys. Briar. This is definitely strong tier. It is hard to land the skill shot, but when you land it, when you arrive, you do so much magic damage since it has a AP ratio. And then you fear everyone else around you as well, which is so strong. I think it's definitely strong tier. Next up we have Hui, also strong tier. AP ratio, very nice slow on the ult, and it grows so it can hit multiple people. Just decent damage. Good ult. Smolder. Interesting. Do I want to put Smolder up here with Zeri and all of these? I think because it has such a good AP ratio on it, I believe. Yeah, 100% AP ratio. That's why it's so strong, right? It has a 100% AP ratio, so everyone that it hits will do so much damage, and it gives you a little heal as well, which is really strong. Right, Aurora ult, also in my opinion, very strong. AP ratio, when you go full AP Sylas, you hit multiple people with it, disgusting amounts of damage, and then it also gives you really nice outplay potential and mobility on the ult as well. And Bessa it has an AD ratio, so it won't really do any damage, to be honest. It won't do too much. But the repositioning, like the being able to teleport to the backline, is so strong. I might even put it in strong for that, but it's so good being able to teleport to the backline because it takes you to the furthest enemy hit, and normally the ADC will be in the backline, right? So, and then the CC as well allows you to follow up on the rest of your combo. So I put conditional. Kind of want to put strong, to be honest, but I think I'll keep it here for now. Mellow, not great. I mean, you take it and then use your full combo, and it does some good damage. So again, I'll put conditional. But unlike Mel, you can't really hit multiple people with it because you don't have too much AoE. I think I'll put not great. Yunara ult, you never use, ever. Zeheno, not great. Zehenolt's so good because it allows him to stall for his passive, and gives him good healing. But because it's a AD ratio and we don't really care about the passive because we don't have it, it's just not great. Not too much damage. Bit of damage reduction, but anyway, guys, that is the tier list complete. Let me just check and see if I want to move anything around. I think we look good now, though, to be honest. I think I like how this looks, to be honest. Yeah. Maybe I might put Graves down here as well with the other AD, like, ult finishes. Apart from that, I think this is pretty good. I like this. Right, if you guys really enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a comment. Make sure to like and sub, please. It really helps me out. But yeah, if you guys liked it, please check out some of my other videos. But I'd love to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next time.